Hello everyone and welcome back to Super Mario Bros. 2 on the Super Nintendo. I'm One Welsh Sheep yet again, and today we're going to continue onwards in World 3 and World 4 of this delicious, fantastic game. And to start things off, we gotta climb up this waterfall, which I hate. I hate these sort of waterfall graphics in games. Oh my god, they mess with my eyes. I don't know if I'm the only one with this sort of issue. Every time I play a game like this and there's a waterfall, my eyeballs feel like bleeding. But anyway, when we reach the top of these clouds by here, we're gonna have to deal with this here Pidgey or Pidgeot or whatever the hell the thing's name. Steal this magic cloud. Haha! Grand Theft Mario, son. That would probably be quite an interesting game, and I would like Nintendo to do. Actually, no. An edgy Mario would probably be a bad Mario. I mean, Shadow the Hedgehog happened, and that was an edgy Sonic, so, yeah, Nintendo, don't do an edgy Mario. Either way, we're going to be introduced to the new type of Panzer, the green Panzer, which are, like the red ones, they stay stationary, but they sort of just shoot in one direction. They just shoot upwards, so you don't need to worry about them at all. Let's just grab this here thingy, and, yeah, let's just get ourselves a brand new mushroom. Which we need obviously, because otherwise our health points would be low. So yeah, grab the mushroom, chuck it right by on this cloud, or a bit further to the left. One key thing to note is, whenever you're in the sub-world, subspace sort of deal, you will need to be careful of one very specific thing, which is the world gets reversed. Now that isn't a big deal unless you're watching a walkthrough of a game or looking at a playthrough, and the big problem with them is if you're watching a playthrough you go, oh okay, so the thingy's on the left side according to this video. No, you'll end up on the right side if it's basically the world just reverses, it inverts. Anyway, Birdo, I'm not sick of seeing you yet. God, Birdo is basically the enemy at the end of every single normal stage, so I'm kind of saddened they didn't try and add a bit more variety in terms of boss design, because once you beat one Birdo, you can beat them all. There's literally no difference in challenge, with the exception of the green Birdo, which we're not going to be seeing for some time. I don't know if we get to see one during this video or maybe even later in the game. Anyway, these giant flying things, I forget their name, are a nightmare. As you can see, they jump down from the top of the screen and, well, they're not cool. Fuck you all, I'm Luigi, #1. Oh! Now, these guys are here riding ostriches, which actually got translated the name wrongly. These ostriches are actually called Birdo according to the game, which is weird. But basically, those ostriches, be careful of them, because the power block, there's a chance they won't kill them, as you saw as they survived the power block I threw earlier, because they keep hopping as they're walking. Their animation literally bounces off the floor. So be very careful when dealing with them. For the most part though, they're easy peasy lemon squeezy, mate. Absolutely sorted. Anyway, go down here and you'll find some bombs, and fortunately you don't need enough rupees to pick these up. Just pick up the bombs in the same pattern I'm doing so by here and explode all the walls, which will allow you to move on through. And it doesn't need to be in the same pattern that I was throwing the bombs, but I recommend that pattern purely because, well, there's a chance you can get stuck in this room. You can get stuck in this room, and if you get stuck in this room, it's going to be a bit of a nightmare. Anyway, just time you're running by here, you can't really do anything to stop that Panzer from shooting at you, unfortunately, because enemies respawn when you leave and exit an area. And that is one of the few deaths that I am actually keeping in, because that was bloody hilarious. I actually died like 5 times trying to get on this ladder during the playthrough, because I kept missing the ladder, or I kept grabbing the ladder and then skidding off. The downsides of playing as Luigi, I tell you. Anyway, by here you want to time your explosion just right, so you can blow up this wall. This is finicky. I am usually extremely bad at timing this, and honestly, I think everyone I know is pretty bad at timing this sort of deal. It's quite difficult. But by here, you can continue going straight up that ladder, which is what you're meant to do. But if you go by here to this area, we'll find another entrance to the sub-world, and some bombs. What you want to do is chuck the bombs on the left side of this here platform, right next to the Sonic the Hedgehog wannabes, which will allow the platform to be exploded and gain you access to the subworld to get the mushroom. And that's one of the instances where it will be really annoying if you're watching a walkthrough and you blow up the wrong side because you get confused. Ugh, frustrating. Anyway, more Birdo business. Now, you don't need to use Birdo's eggs as a weapon against turns. Like, in this instance, those mushroom blocks are right behind it. If I really wanted to, there's no point because it'll take a bit longer. I could have just used the mushroom block to throw at Birdo and destroy her in the face. Guess she doesn't like mushrooms. Don't know why. They're lovely things. Just need to be careful if you're picking them off the ground because you can get poisonous things and they're not cool. They're not cool. Anyway, World 3-3. Time to take on the finale of this here world. And get on to one of my most dreaded worlds in the game, purely in terms of things I can't think by words. My brain is failing me here. Childhood. One of my childhood least favourite levels, but that's for some time, not right now. For now, we just need to... Okay, a bomb just came out of the ground. That was interesting. Right now, we just need to continue moving onwards. And this here is a room... I love this room. It reminds me of Mario Brothers, and I'm a big fan of that. Well, I'd say I'm a big fan of it. I like the game. I don't play the original Mario Brothers much because I'm bad at it, and it's one of those endless arcade type deals, and if I'm playing a game like that, honestly I'd much rather be playing Pac-Man or Space Invaders or something to that effect. Or something by Sega, like, I don't know, Space Harrier. Although Space Harrier has an ending. Huh. Either way, I digress. Let's just continue moving down here. But yeah, you just want to keep running for your life, and watch out for these shy guys. As shy as their name's really deceitful, because they say they're shy. No shy person will run up to you and try and blast you in the head with their face. They won't try and charge you and go, Thomas the Tank Engine 2-2, to try and run you over. Why Thomas the Tank Engine 2-2? I don't know, I don't know, it's a weird reference to make, I know. But anyway, just get the key and open the door, and we'll just continue moving onwards. But yeah, this is one of those levels I usually have quite a bit of trouble in. I didn't have too much trouble this playthrough, thank God. But, yeah, it can be quite tricky, because you have all these... Sparkies, that's the one. Just flying about all the platforms, and it's all really a timing game, that's all it is. Fortunately, get through there just fine, and just continue. Of course, like I said, be careful of your timing, because those sparkies can quite easily clip you, and it's not cool when it happens. Oh well, this was a room I continuously had a bit of issue with, I'll tell you that much though, folks, because... well, that thing that's jumping there, I forget the name of it, isn't that big deal. This by here can catch you off guard if you're playing as Luigi, because you need to catch each of the chain, climb a bit up, and then continue catching on the chain to get above and beyond these panzers without getting hit. And this Sniffit is my worst nightmare. This Sniffit has got me so many game overs. Die! That's what you get for messing with Luigi. Ugh. I hate Sniffits. But I think that's pretty much the hard part of the level over and done with. From here on out, it's pretty much smooth sailing. With the exception of this one Sparky that always confused the living hell out of me whenever I'm playing. But there we go, he's dead, and hopefully... Hey, heart! Oh, I just love these things, if you excuse the pun. I put all my heart into these Let's Plays, don't you know? No need to be so heartless. Quite fitting as well, because I'm doing a Kingdom Hearts 2 playthrough at the same time. Anyway, continue climbing up this tower, and eventually you're going to reach the end. Unless you miss your jump like a complete idiot like me, so... Come on. Oh my god. This is one of those instances where Luigi will just sort of... not make the game harder per se, because this face of this room isn't hard, you're not in much danger of dying. It just makes it a bit more of an agitation. It's very easy to simply just miss the platform and slide all the way down to the bottom. And oh my god, a Koopa shell! Something traditional in this Mario game. I don't believe it. But yeah, Luigi can just make things just a slightly bit harder. Anyway, who is the boss of World 3? It's Mauser again. I think they changed this boss in the Game Boy Advance remake of Mario 2. Which I'm not really fussed on playing because I'm not a big... I don't actually own the Game Boy Advance version of Mario 2. But yeah, I think they changed this boss of Mario 2 in the Game Boy Advance, and I don't know if how much different he really is, because I think it changes the boss into a Robo-Birdo, like a metal Birdo. You know, kind of like a Mel Sonic of sorts, or... See, and yet Mario still hasn't got a metal doppelganger. What is the problem with that, Nintendo? Come on, everyone loves the metal robot and tank in this version of the main cast. I think. Well, that's why Metal Sonic seems to be so popular. Either way, Mauser's done and dusted. Not really much to say about that fight. It's exactly the same as the first fight, except now you have a Sparky flying around the room. Just dodge the Sparky, grab the bombs, throw them back as you normally do. And now it's onto the dreaded ice level. Oh! As you can guess, you have ice physics in this world, and... as you can guess, Luigi is a character that is perpetually having ice physics. So what this level does is essentially it multiplies the ice physics of Luigi. So, good luck. That's all I can say, good luck. Of course, this level, when you get used to the physics, it isn't too bad. You just need to learn to sort of dodge all the enemies that are coming at you, because a lot of the enemies are very easy to find and dodge. So just pop down here, get the coin, and... rocket! Bit of Sonic Colors for you. And yeah, it's a pretty short level, to be honest. You just need to deal with the movie cameras that Shy Guys are operating. See, they don't like to get in front of the camera, but they're certainly fine with operating the things. And be careful of those movie cameras, because they don't just move forward when the Shy Guys are on them. They also shoot fireballs on rare occasions, as you see there. Those fireballs... well, they're easy to dodge, and they're literally no threat whatsoever, so that is the end of the first level of this world. Seriously though, when I was a kid, this world gave me so many trouble. I remember getting past the first level of this world and just screaming, yes! Yes, thank you! Oh my, there is a lord! Then get to this level and have this bombardment of enemy, and I just basically cry myself to sleep at night at the thought of it. Now that I know where the enemy placement is roughly, I can sort of dodge around them pretty masterfully, as you can see. I sometimes make the occasional mistake again, you know, when trying to get past them, but that's essentially the hard part of this level, over and done with. So, now, whales! See, this is, Aquaman's, or Seaman, or whatever the hell. This is his dream, this place is. Because you don't know what to do? How can we get across this water? Aquaman will pop up. My time to shine! We could use whales! And... there we go. So yeah, just platform on all the whales that are in the area and you should be able to make it across, no problem. However, watch out for the water spouts the whales are shooting up, because if you jump on the top of the water spout the whale's using, you can actually land on the water spout's top and use it as a platform. However, if you touch the side of the water spout, well, what can I say, it's gonna be painful. So, like that, for example. I don't know why the side seems to be so filled with pressure it hurts you, and the top of it's just fine to stand on, but there you go. And this by here is something you don't want to do. If you have one of the portions that send you to the subzone, that pipe will lead you to a warp to a different world, by the way. At least I think it does. Basically, if you open up the door to the warp zone at the top, very tippity top of the screen, the game will glitch and it won't let you enter for some reason. No idea why. Drives me absolutely mad. And by here, don't grab that star. You want to ride this movie camera across the pit. And just continue moving onwards. And, oh, what's that? It's time for a Birdo boss. And we're still fighting Red Birdo. Oh, I'm surprised. I don't think we are actually going to see Green Birdo until the next video, actually. My god. That's unexpected. Either way, as per usual, 3 boops to the head, and Birdo goes down without much of a fight. Ah, isn't it delicious? As you can see though, I'm losing lives very quickly in this playthrough. Oh, it's quite terrifying actually. But, what's this? Birdo at the start of the level? No, this does not make any sense. Well, don't worry about Birdo by here, because we actually need to use Birdo by using egg transport. Egg transportation! Better than planes. Statistically, there is less casualties by travelling by egg than there are any other form of transportation. Mainly because Mario and co are the only few who ever transport by egg, but that's beside the point. Either way, it's just... I don't know where I was going with that. Let's just continue moving on into the rest of the stage. And this little tower sequence, it looks more menacing than it actually is, because you at the start you probably go, oh god, ice physics, tower climbing, oh no, oh man. Yeah, don't worry about it. Your biggest threat are basically these marshmallow guys that, for the life of me, the name of them just escapes me. Basically, you can use the ice physics to sort of sort of convince them to go off the edge, so you can just slowly build your way up. Honestly, this stage isn't too difficult at all. I've never had an issue beating this level, which is surprising considering now we're reaching, well, we've gone past the halfway point of the game now, I believe. Let's see, 7 worlds. Yeah, I think we're pretty much past the halfway point now, so yay! Fun times! Of course, by here, if you grab this portion, this is something you can't get in the original NES version of the game because it is a glitched feature. Because in the NES version of the game, you can't use a super jump while you have the portion in hand. Which means this mushroom by here is impossible to get. Unless, of course... Well, no, it's not unless anything. It's impossible to get in the NES version of the game. Fortunately, it's easy enough to get in the Super Nintendo version because they decided, this is a glitch, we should fix this, and there we go. Bob's your uncle. So yeah, like I said, red and blue Shy Guys have different behaviours. Red ones tend to be all lemmings-like and fall off the platforms. They liked one too many games of lemmings and thought, this is probably a good idea if we follow the lemmings and make do with their ways. Anyway, on your way down, you're going to want to drop off into this platform by here, so you can get hold of this key. These snow guys can be a bit of a nuisance to deal with, especially right by here, but just... fingers crossed you can get by just fine. Leave me alone! And with that, let's just continue dropping down. Again, basically avoiding all the enemies you can. Unless, of course, the enemy... I don't even know what I was thinking then when I ran like that. I think I just lost my mind. But of course, like I said, keep throwing the key. Fanto is not a friendly character to have on your tail, I'll tell you that much. Look at that smirk, it makes the Joker proud. Seriously though, the Fanto face, when I was younger, I used to be terrified by those faces. I don't know why. Something about it just gave me the sort of heebie-jeebies, if you will. It's like, I see you got my key. Splendid, fresh meat. Yes, that's the voice I always imagined Fanto having. But anyway, with that, grab this, and we time to enter the boss chamber with a new boss, Fry Guy. And, yeah, he's a pretty fry guy, if I do say so myself. He's pretty hot. And speaking of which, this is actually what I consider the hardest boss fight in the entire game. So yeah, speaking of heat, he's going to make your palms sweat if you continue fighting him. Basically, what you need to do is grab one of these mushroom blocks and run up to the corners of these rooms as he's just continuing in this very obvious pattern. And then just keeps dropping the mushroom blocks on him. After so many hits, he's going to split up into a number of dutty versions of himself. For those of you who don't understand Welsh slang, dutty means small. So yeah, he's going to have tiny versions of himself just popping up. What you want to do is basically try and group them all together as best you can and drop the mushroom block on them. If you fail to do so, they become harder to take care of, so it's basically a tactical game of, how can I get these guys? How can I stop this? Best sort of idea I can give you is sort of drop 3 mushroom blocks on top of each other, which will allow you then to simply stand up on a mushroom block and just do that. It'll crush them. And that's the end of this part, folks, so I hope you all enjoyed. Don't be sheepish, people. And when we return next time, we will take care of World 5 and 6 and 7, all in one part. So thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't be sheepish. See you next time. Bye!